segue.
Anything else?
No. Let's segue into our favorite WrestleMania matches.
Yes.
Indeed.
It's a perfect segue.
Yes.
This is.
So I'll spark mine off. I have mine in no particular order because there's no way I can whittle this down to a top 5. No way.
You want the honorable mentions first?
Sure. Yeah, we can start off with honorable mentions. Do you want me to just rattle off all mine or?
Yeah.
Okay. My honorable mentions. This one I did have to put at the top of my honorable mentions because of its significance. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston.
At 35?
Yep. Like it literally got moved out of my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was just a couple more matches where I'm like, yeah, I can't put those below this one.
Right.
But
we know how big that moment was for us. And,
yes.
You know, for him and just,
That's also in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania 13.
We'll be comparing notes or something.
Oh, no. No, I'm just rattling off all mine.
Yeah, I feel like it's like we talked about this and like I feel like.
Oh, what, you have that as your honorable mention as well?
Yeah, you already get 2 of them already.
It's a great match.
It was a great match.
I also have it
as your honorable mention.
Yeah, it's a great match.
It's a great match. Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks.
Again, 3 for 3.
What WrestleMania was that?
That was WrestleMania 35.
Oh, okay.
And I have that in my honorable mentions for that reason and what it meant.
Yeah.
So it was a great match.
It's a great match.
Yeah,
Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair.
24.
Great match. I didn't think of that.
I don't know which one.
It was 24.
It was 24.
When
I'm sorry. I love you.
Sorry before the super kick. Oh,
yes.
That was such a beautiful match, man.
Taker versus AJ Styles. Their little cinematic match.
Okay, yeah.
For Taker's retirement match.
That's a good one.
That was a good cinematic match. Especially considering, it was in a pandemic and they were limited in what they could do. That was a great way to send off The Undertaker.
Right.
And my last honorable mention, Bret versus Owen.
10.
Good one. That's a good one.
Yes.
Good one. So, I mean, you rattled off 3 of mine.
Yeah, same.
I have Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, the Iron Man match.
12.
Okay.
For 12.
Okay.
Yep. Great match. Just barely missed my top.
Was that the zip line when he zip lined down?
When he zip lined in and he did the that was a great one. Shawn Michaels posing in the ring afterwards, and also have, and this might piss some people off, especially people around my age. I know, but the Dudleys versus the Hardys versus Edge and Christian.
I knew you were going to put that on there.
It's in my honorable mentions. I know people will be like, "Oh, that belongs in the top." I'm sorry. There's other matches I prefer.
It was a great match. Both of them was.
Yeah. I know. I wouldn't disagree with anyone who has it in the top. But for me, these other matches just have a little bit more significance for me.
Okay.
Malik has it in the top.
Yes, I do.
I can see it in his face.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I can see it in his face. So, what you got?
Oh, well, since Malik already did 3 of them, I got Angle and Brock at WrestleMania 19.
I thought about that.
I thought about that
too. About it, but I was like, I don't want to put Brock Lesnar.
I love that. They worked. I think that was outside of Eddie.
Yeah.
I think that was Angle's best worker. I mean, you could put Benoit on there too, but I just like the way him and Brock worked, and Brock did the shooting star press fail.
He almost killed himself.
Yeah.
Land on his head.
Yeah.
Almost killed himself.
Yeah.
What's crazy is he's landed that multiple times before then.
Yeah.
That's why he told him to do it.
But I think Angle was a little farther out there.
No, he slipped on the rope.
Oh, he did?
He slipped and he didn't get a good lift jump.
And then Jericho and HBK at WrestleMania 19.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. I didn't think about that one.
The build up for that was good.
Yeah. That's the one where he punched his wife?
I don't know if he punched his wife. I remember Jericho kept doing the sweet chin music on purpose to make him mad.
I remember him doing that.
Yeah, I remember him punching his wife.
That's when Jericho was like, started to talk, the real slow talk, right? When he would do his promos.
Like HBK and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. And then, obviously, Brett and Austin at 13 with the blood and and then Kofi and Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
And when Austin sold his soul at WrestleMania 17 against The Rock, is the honorable mention.
I have that higher.
I know most people do, so I'm not going to leave it.
I do too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's clearly we all have very similar tastes.
Yep.
But all right, want to get into our top 5?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off with one. I think maybe y'all have it, maybe y'all don't. But Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels ladder match.
I thought about that
title.
I thought about it.
I love that match.
That was a good match.
I've watched that match so many times. I was like, it has to go in my top 5.
Put the ladder match on the map.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not upset with that being in the top 5. It's not in mine, but I'm not mad at that.
What you got?
And then Brett at 10, WrestleMania 10.
Yeah, like I said, I had that in my honorable mention, so that's a good match.
Yeah,
it was the same WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but the ladder match was my favorite.
Right, and Brett wrestled twice that night.
He did.
Yeah, because he let Owen get the win, and then he main evented against Yokozuna.
Oh, okay.
In that WrestleMania, I believe.
Yeah.
If this is not on your list, Tim, I'm gonna be shocked. Steamboat versus Savage.
It's on there.
I figured this would be on there. Steamboat versus Savage was such a great match.
No, how in the world I forgot to mention that match? I love that match.
Yeah,
that match
it's
so
on
good.
There.
It's a great match. Yeah, so that's on me. I don't have it, and I should. All right,
I'll go to my next one. Rockin' versus Austin, WrestleMania 17.
Yep,
Austin sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah.
I have it on my list too. Vince McMahon coming out in all black with the ring. Everything about that match, like you thinking like Vince is coming out to help, Austin or The Rock. And then he switches it, does it to Austin. And I love the way they finished it. Like, he beat the hell out of The Rock with the chair before pinning him because The Rock kept kicking out. So it didn't it made The Rock look strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I absolutely enjoyed the hell out of that match. It's definitely in mine.
All right, don't get mad at me, but I have to put this on there because I actually really like this match. Hogan versus Rock at 18.
It was a great match.
Okay, I thought you was going to jump. I wasn't going to put WrestleMania 6. I was going to put 6.
The only reason I didn't put it in there is because fuck Hogan.
I agree, but
the only reason it's not in mine, but I agree. The match. I love the match.
That crowd was unbelievable.
Yeah, the crowd made that match.
Yeah.
And then the fact they had to switch heels through the match because Hogan was the heel in the match. And then
once he started hulking up and everything, the crowd was behind him.
Yeah, and that's when I was a Hulk maniac still, but we know he's a horrible human being.
Yeah.
But
the only reason I don't have it is because fuck Hogan.
Yeah,
but that if I'm going off like if Hogan wasn't the piece of shit that he is, it would have made my top 5 list. Yeah, of course.
It wouldn't have made my top 5. It would have been an honorable mention.
But that match was it wasn't from a technical, it wasn't super great, but it just like I said, that crowd just made it.
Yeah,
made that whole match.
I agree. The crowd made that match.
Yeah.
Good. I'll finish up.
Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle.
20.
Yeah.
I thought about it, but that's why I put the Brock one ahead of it. But that match.
Yeah, that was a great match. Two great workers, two phenomenal workers,
incredible workers.
A great match. I have Triple H versus the Undertaker, Hell in a Cell, 28, with Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it. I loved what it mean. I loved the ending of them all walking out, and you're thinking like, man, that's the end of the Attitude Era.
Right.
And I believe that should have been Taker's last match at WrestleMania.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Considering I did get the Taker AJ match.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I can't complain too much.
The whole Brock ending their streak was stupid to me.
I was okay with it, but I get it.
I felt it could have been anyone else. Like if they would have did it with Reigns, then I'd have been like, okay, like they're building him for the future.
Yeah, to build somebody up.
Brock didn't need it.
Yeah, Brock didn't need it, but I got it because it added to what Brock was. Brock was the conqueror.
Yeah, I get it. But...
So it added to that stigma, but he didn't need it.
Right.
Like, it would have been great for someone like Roman, for someone like Bray.
Yeah. So.
Like.
And,
real quick, damn it, I said a brain for it. Shit, what match we were just talking about? Oh, and Roman Reigns, when he beat Undertaker at WrestleMania 33, the next night on Raw, what Roman said was great. He was
this is my house.
This is my house.
My yard.
And he just dropped the mic and walked. And I was like, that was great.
Yes.
That was great.
Yeah. That's why he should have been the one to end it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then I also have last year's main event. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for undisputed title, WrestleMania 40.
That match was so overbooked at the end. It was ridiculous, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I loved how ridiculous it was.
Yeah.
But it was ridiculous.
But the reason it makes my list is more for the moment than the match itself. So this was the first WrestleMania I really got to sit down and enjoy with my sons.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? Like, Sal was old enough to understand who his favorite wrestlers were and to, like, really enjoy it. And, you know, Dose was already into it. So it was like that moment, me and my sons, and gotten to see them happy that Cody won. I was like, that it has to be in my top because of, you know, just that moment of being there with them.
Yeah, I get it. I unfortunately have not had that type of situation. Wes liked wrestling, but not all like that. And Mikhail doesn't like it at all.
And it was overbooked at the end, but they held a hell of a match.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Up until that point. I mean, I enjoyed it at the end because it was like the nostalgia of the 90s.
Yeah.
Undertaker, Rock, Cena, you know, Seth Rollins, Jacob Fatu, like, not Jacob, I'm sorry, Solo Sikoa. Like, it. So I enjoyed the craziness of it at the end because it took like all of that for Cody to win. And then just a moment of like Brandy, right?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, coming
Brandy
in the ring and like celebrating with him, his whole family. He went around and he hugged every single cameraman.
Yeah.
I was like, that is dope. Like,
right.
So just that moment of like, you know what I mean, build up. And I've been a Cody fan since Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Right.
So
I've been a Cody fan for about that long too. Because as soon as I found out that no matter what they gave him, he was going to make it work.
Right.
That's when I became a fan.
That's what I'm saying. So for him to finally get that moment, I thought, you know,
absolutely.
And like I said, my kids love it. I think Cody has the best music in WWE. I sing along every time it hits. It's literally about his life, and it's dope.
Yeah.
So, you know, just that moment, I was like, this has to be in my top. But
not mad at it.
Yeah. What you got?
Number 3, Savage and Steamboat at 3. WrestleMania 3. Like you said, like Malik said, well, just a great match. And the crazy thing is everyone was so hyped over the Hogan and Andre the Giant match.
And it completely outshined it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, completely outshined it, yeah.
Shit, even the Roddy Piper versus Adrian Adonis hair match was better than Hogan and Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3.
I mean, I don't know really what we expected. You know, Andre was past his prime.
Yeah, couldn't barely move.
Great, you know. So.
Right. But just the match was still, like you said, they just worked. Like, they just worked. Like, you know, even like, you know, George Animal Steel got involved in the match, but even he just worked. They just worked. And it was just a good match. It's good.
What you got, Malik?
Oh, I already did my 3.
Oh, we're on 2 then.
We're on number 2. Go ahead, Tim. Give me number 2.
Oh, this is the match that actually got me back into wrestling. So after I told you I didn't watch for like 4 or 5 years. WrestleMania 25 comes along. My friend Justin goes, hey, you should come over and watch WrestleMania. I was like, I'm not watching this crap. I'm done. I don't want to see John Cena. He's like, cool, man, it's the 25th anniversary. I said, all right, fine. There were some good cards on that match. First time I saw CM Punk wrestle. This is when John Cena did the double AA on Edge and Big Show.
I remember that, yeah.
But then I watched Taker and Michaels at 1. And I was like, wow.
WrestleMania 25?
Yeah, man. I was like, okay, you got me back in it.
That's my number 1.
I mean, everyone should at least have that in their top 5.
It's my number 1.
Like, I just couldn't believe how good that.
It's such a phenomenal.
Yeah.
First of all, even before the match even started,
the build,
Shawn Michaels coming down, as like the angel to the darkness was phenomenal. Like,
And they worked together for years before this match, which is I was just like
the contrast of him wearing the white and gold to Taker's black, like it, the match, and then it wasn't a, it was just a regular match. There was like
there was nothing on the line.
Stipulation. There wasn't like, but no, what I'm saying is it wasn't like a hardcore match or nothing like that. It was a regular match.
Yeah.
And they were phenomenal. They just worked and just killed it. Just killed it. It's my number one.
And then Taker's face when Michaels kicked out and whatever tombstone.
Oh, when he was laying on him, he was just like,
I'm like, bruh, just countering in the sweet chin music. It was just.
That was a perfect time to get back in wrestling.
Like, I felt like I was a kid again.
It is my number one.
It's mine as well.
It's your number one too.
Yeah. It's mine as well.
It was that good. Like that.
That match is that good.
Again, every other match I have here had some type of stipulation, or it was no DQ. It was the Hell in a Cell, a ladder match.
Yeah.
This was just them working.
Yeah.
A regular match in the ring. Phenomenal.
And the crowd made it even better.
Oh yeah.
The crowd was, because when that crowd's then involved, it just makes it even better.
Yes.
And I'm sitting there jumping at the TV like, oh my God,
those type of matches are the types of matches I would show to a non-wrestling fan and be like, this is why I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like everything, the match was just amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. It was amazing. I literally sat there. It was the first match I pulled up yesterday to rewatch. I was like, I'm watching Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. It was amazing.
And I think the main event of that WrestleMania was Triple H and Randy Orton. That Orton was on that great heel run, that 09 heel run. I didn't even care about that. I was so blown away just with that match. I didn't even care about nothing else that night.
Dude, the funny thing about Taker is I know everyone always thinks about the streak.
Mm-hmm.
Taker's WrestleMania matches. It's like Taker's a good wrestler. At WrestleMania, he's a phenomenal wrestler.
Yes.
Like
he turns it up.
Yeah.
He turns it up at WrestleMania.
And like, I feel like I could do a list of Taker's 10 best WrestleMania matches, and every single one I'd be like, I love this match. I love this match. I love this match. Like,
I could do my top 10 WrestleMania or top 10 Undertaker matches, and 8 or 9 of them will be WrestleMania matches.
I agree.
Better put Jimmy Snuka in that one.
Superfly.
No, let me quit.
Superfly.
But yeah, that was a really good WrestleMania too, because there was some good moments in that match. I think that was the one when Ricky Steamboat came back to wrestle Jericho in that one. I'm pretty sure.
Was it that WrestleMania?
Yeah, he was like in his mid-50s. He was still in great.
Still
work.
Could still go.
He was amazing wrestler.
Like I said, the triple threat with John Cena, Big Show, and Edge. And he did the double. He had them both, and just
they had to put that in every game after he did that. Like they're like, oh, the double A.
Yeah. Like that was that had to been about what, almost 600 pounds of weight. Yeah, that was and
that's over 600 pounds.
And yeah,
because Edge isn't a huge guy.
He's tall
frame wise, but he's tall as fuck.
Yeah.
So he's walking around at about 250.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking at least 230. You said 250. I'm like, that's probably right.
Big Show
and then Big Show was 400 to 500 pounds.
Yeah. So,
and then there was another match one. Oh, that was the first time I saw CM Punk too. That's the first time I ever saw, because I was like, who is this guy? Because he won the Money in the Bank. That wasn't even
I knew CM Punk from ROH.
ROH, yeah.
I wasn't familiar with him in ROH. I knew they brought him into the WWE ECW, and they were pushing him on that. And I'm like, this guy's pretty good.
I was like, who is this guy? And he had on then also he came out to Kill Switch. I was like, well, he did come out to Kill Switch. I was like, I do like Kill Switch a lot. And then I was like, all right, it took me a while to get he grew on me, but that's when I first saw CM Punk and stuff. So
yeah,
but that Taker and HBK 25 was number 2 for sure.
Yeah. So
since y'all did y'all number 1, what's y'all number 2s?
My number 2 is The Rock versus Stone Cold, WWE title at 17.
17.
So the weird thing about this match is JR calling it was hilarious, because they come out and they're like, this is a no DQ match. And he's like, when did they do that? When did they decide that? And he was like flipping out about it. But even though it was a no DQ match, Hebner kept calling it like there was disqualifications.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody remember. Like I rewatched this match yesterday too, and I'm like, why is he was forcing rope breaks.
Oh, really?
And I was like, it's a no DQ match. There's no rope break. And like, cause the The Rock had Stone Cold in the sharpshooter, and he got it, and he made The Rock break it. Then Stone Cold had The Rock, and then The Rock got there, and he kept, like, counting, and he pulled him apart. And I was like, it's a no DQ match. And then he was, like, telling McMahon to get out of there. When Stone Cold had the chair, he was, like, trying to stop him from hitting him with the chair. I was like, it's a no DQ match. I was like, what is going on here? So, but it was a phenomenal match. You know what I mean? So
that whole WrestleMania was fired. That whole card was stacked.
Yeah. That was when I to me, wrestling was at its highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Stone Cold coming back from the knee injury to do this, it was, I love this.
And that was actually the first Triple H versus Taker WrestleMania match. A lot of people don't realize that.
Oh,
that's when that was that biker Taker.
American Badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of people don't remember that.
Yeah. So, what you got?
My number 2?
Yeah.
Hardys versus Dudleys versus Edge and Christian, TLC, WrestleMania 17.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I rewatched that match yesterday, too. I'm not mad at it.
It's a great fucking match.
It is. It is. It barely missed my top 5 just because of, I have reasons for all the other ones.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Great match.
Absolutely.
Of course, one of the greatest spots ever.
Yeah.
The spear off the ladder. Always thought it was funny, like how Bubba Ray just came up and just took the ladder, like while Jeff is hanging from it. And he's just like dragging, like Jeff's feet are just dragging back. And then I guess as soon as he let go, that's when the spear happened. So
then of course, each team had like a third party member with their group. We had a Rhino with Edge and Christian.
Yeah, I'm about to say Rhino was the reason they won. He put freaking Christian on his shoulder. Lifting him up.
Spike Dudley got destroyed as usual.
Yeah, Spike was only there to die.
How he is not crippled, I don't understand, because he put his body through some terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lita was there obviously too for the Hardys. So it was both matches were great, because the first one was at WrestleMania 16 or 2000, whatever they want to call it. Then they did that one in the following year. It was excellent.
Yeah.
No argument there.
Yeah, that was my number 2.
So we need my number 1.
Our one is Shawn Michaels versus Taker.
Same here.
25.
Just an all around.
It's a
great
perfect
match.
Yes. Like there's I've said everything I could say. It's an amazing match.
The build, the entrances, the match,
right?
All top tier.
Yep.
Every single one of them. They were all great.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of felt like it needed to be the main event. Like I would watch that match and I'd be like, man, Vince, I don't want to go on after that. Like,
right.
So, yeah.
Excellent match.
What you got as your one?
Oh, Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 9.
Okay.
Do you know how great that match was with the chloroform and just?
No.
All right, let me stop.
No. Okay. No. I'm like, no.
He didn't. No. As soon as he said, I knew he didn't mean it.
Not when Giant Gonzalez had that stupid costume.
Oh, it was terrible.
So stupid.
I'm surprised you did not. I thought you were going to have this match on here.
Okay.
It was HBK, Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21. That match was excellent.
It's a great match.
Actually, I thought you were going to have that on your list. That's why I thought we were going to have the same match on that. But
the only one I knew we was going to have was
Steamboat
Steamboat Savage.
Yeah. But that match with Angle and HBK at WrestleMania was excellent. It was just so good. Like I remember it just from like the back of my hand. That match was just excellent, man.
HBK's Mr. WrestleMania.
Yeah, absolutely.
Him and Taker with you. So
yeah,
yep.
And
Giant Gonzalez.
If we would have tried to get this, down to one list, I think it would have been a lot easier because like we all had like pretty much the same thing.
We should have did a top 5 worst WrestleMania matches.
Worst?
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg.
That's one.
Definitely going to be up there.
That's definitely on
so
there.
bad.
So bad.
Undertaker versus Giant Gonzalez.
Yes.
Hogan versus Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah.
Michael Cole and Jared King Lawler at 27.
I try to forget that.
Pretty bad.
Is that when Michael Cole was in the orange singlet?
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes. Yeah, it's terrible.
From my memory.
Those are all some terrible ones.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. Oh, Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor at WrestleMania 11. That's the top 5.
Honestly, I forgot about that match.
Yeah. That's the top 5. That's the worst WrestleMania matches.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some bad ones out there. You just can't remember them all.
Was it Zeus at WrestleMania?
I think he did SummerSlam.
Okay, I'm gonna say that was a horrible match.
That was bad. Yeah. Another good WrestleMania match, though, even though Macho Man carried it, was him and Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 7.
Macho Man carried him.
Macho Man carried the heck out of that match.
Yeah.
But,
that's what Macho Man does.
Yeah, absolutely. Macho Man, Ric Flair, WrestleMania 8 was a good one.
Yep.
But
well,
that's
all right. That's our favorite matches.
Yeah. I know we're missing some. We probably just don't realize.
Yeah,
but
tell us yours in the comments so that we know.
Please.
Like, what did we miss? Like,
Yeah.
Something.
No. Trish and Mickey James.
I don't remember it.
WrestleMania 22.
I remember it. Was that the one where Mickey got in trouble for the gesture she did?
I believe so.
Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when she was like dressed, acting like Trish and all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. I think Mickey belongs in the Hall of Fame. So
better than natural disasters.
Well, yeah.
That's what's baffling is maybe they are trying to have like, hey, we need a men's, women's, and a tag team, because there's no way in hell Mickey James should not be in the Hall of Fame.
I agree. Oh, I know this is probably Stephanie's doing. I don't know. I could be wrong. China belongs in the Hall of Fame too.
China does belong in the Hall of Fame. They've been.
I think it was more of the PG and because of what she did after.
Yeah, the PG era.
100% belongs in there.
Absolutely.
The PG era was part of it.
I mean, they
the
did.
stuff
She's
she
technically already in there
because she's part of DX.
But
as herself, she belongs in there.
She definitely belongs in there.
I don't care. I know. We know she had her problems, but she
you can't put the Bella twins in there and not freaking put China.
Like, she was like one of the first women to ever sell someone body slam a 250-pound man.
Yeah, and she won. Didn't she win the IC title?
Yeah, she was doing it with her and Jericho. They were co-champions. Yeah, so come on, put her in the Hall. She belongs in there.
Yes, she does.
Yeah,
China for the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Well, that all with WrestleMania?
Yeah.